Okay, well, so I think the project was already written before Steve asked us to do this, because I was in the middle of writing a swimming pool book, or a book on swimming pools, and this particular poem, I started to use Terry's sort of lines from a particular email in which she's commenting on, in a way, vaguely on art, performance, and maybe a little bit on swimming pools as well. And then I sent her the poem, and then she wrote a new poem about swimming pools, and this is how the two kind of got into a kind of a dialogue.
Okay, so this is how it goes. The 2nd of September, swimmer, Immer. I'm in Basel, landlocked, but a man-made meeting point of languages, countries. Confused at the airport, I went into the wrong one. But, swimmer, water will immer find a way through, like conversation. Did we talk about Chris Burden's Velvet Water? An audience watches a large screen as, in a small space beyond, Burden says he will breathe water, which, he says, is not at all the same as drowning. His words, belief, will override the watery facts. So they watch, at one remove, through the surface of the screen, held separate from chokes and splutters, as he puts his face down into a bowl of water and breathes in. I don't remember how it ends, though clearly he lived, made more tests for his body and for us. There's a practice here in Basel of putting your clothes in a swimming bag and floating down the river on the current. I'll do it for you, though scared, swimmer. Water is immer, swimmer, a test. And my thoughts here, all drenched with Shakespeare's watery words. Ophelia has had too much of water. She does not need his tears. King Richard says, write sorrow on the earth with them. His queen advised that tears will multiply her sorrows. And Falstaff, thrown into the filthiest part of the Thames, and a ship survives a storm to be split in two by a rock, and a storm made by magic and belief. Or a long speech about a jewelled island, a gem set in the silver sea, a natural fortress. How to say those words tonight. Our audience is hot in a room without air conditioning. The live stream carries our work on downriver to screens in rooms, to handheld devices, to you. Tomorrow, though landlocked, I will swim for you, swimmer, with my clothes in a bag. Though that image now is not the same as it was the last time we came. Water knows no borders. Though in a wealthy part of Athens, there are secret pools hidden under astroturf and boards, avoiding pool taps. There are pools and pools, swimmer, each a test of sorts. Keep your child from garden pools, the fortune teller said. Tomorrow, I'll breathe deep and let the current carry me, but I will not swim alone, my swimmer. To be able to perform nothing, you need to provide the audience with a simple reading. Drama without drama, complication or crisis.
And so to be able to perform nothing, we need to provide the audience with a simple reading. Terry writes, drama without drama, complication or crisis. It should be a no performance, long enough, although how long is long enough you may rightly wonder, or more precisely, how short is short enough to avoid lapsing, hurting, harming without the short time we have before we die. so people can come and go until they get bored or tired or simply aware of time. The weave of language and content has to be its own thing, no sense in decoration. The cut and paste of the unexpected echoes, the random unfitting pieces will weave a fit architecture, a fabulous journey for the voice, a testimony of knowing. It is like my own divine path to learning about the world, acknowledgedly partial and fragmented and infinite. And so see your empty swimming pool, Terry writes, your precious pool, sun's water, like the no text that which still remains a text with texture made of living fabric is textured of binaries, a kind of building that inherently carries, or I should say quietly confronts unbuilding within itself. This private inner conflict is what produces nothing. I didn't know, because needless to say we must take care of it, in other words we must feel something, in other words one must care. No means no, that's right, but our prohibitions, the bans and bars and in and on our lives, chosen or given, do with time morph into affection, and so vice versa. Our deepest intimacy into obstinacy, and so tight-lipped silence. But there's always hope for love. Hope is the lust to grow, I have no doubt. A yes to life is a no to death. A yes to death is a no to life. A no to life is a yes to death. A yes to death is a no to life. A no to death is a no to life. A yes to death is a yes to life. The syllogism is open, endless, infinite if you like. And so since you've asked, we will perform nothing as something in disguise, masking it as everything in disguise of nothing, made of and in this world, a world that's partly and wholly part of the other world, constituted from nothing, our non-being, our no-thing, as partially and wholly part of something, a paradox your own sadness is made of, like the parable of the loathing lover, long gone, still inhabiting you, or the permutation of the phantoms with a dormant idol, still in the real swimmer, the carcass of the dead typist in the also already dying author, the poet in absentia who does not exist, still set still in lotus pose at the edge of the margin of the poem that exists, the most precious thing. Or, like our own alter ego, always already an incognito, the way you two meet from the mutability of you, or let alone the poem, the tautologizer composed from the same and only poem that is of nothing else other than itself, so does nothing permeate from nothing, as your pool from the many inner pools permeates from something, and being constituted of something, a living thing like the pool, or the poem, or the paradox of sadness in you, it is made of our own emptiness. It's made of us, so on courage, and Terry signs off with love, Tiresias.